Joseph Nye, who coined the concept of soft power, served as Assistant Secretary of Defense for International Security Affairs, Chair of the National Intelligence Council, and Deputy Assistant Secretary of State for Security Assistance, Science and Technology. Currently a distinguished service professor at Harvard University, the author of The Future of Power talks to China Daily on the rise of China's economic development, soft power, and its relationship with the United States.
Well, I think Chinese economy is doing well, and the Chinese economic performance over the last 2 or 3 decades has been very, very impressive. China has been able to raise several hundred million people out of poverty and to develop a vibrant economy, and I think this is a great accomplishment. I think China's rate of growth is likely to slow down because as countries get richer, their growth rate always slows down. And also, I think the idea of the 12th five-year plan of moving toward greater internal consumption is a very wise choice. Deng Xiaoping was very wise in realizing that if China has a great increase in its hard power, its economic and military strength, it's likely to frighten its neighbors. And when you frighten the neighbors, they're likely to create coalitions and alliances to protect themselves. The extent to which China keeps a low profile and is also develops its soft power, then the rise of Chinese hard power, its economic and military strength, is not so alarming to other countries. And so I think that was wise advice. Well, very often people project the current situation into the future without realizing that history sometimes isn't always linear. So in the last 2 years, where China has grown at 10% and the U.S. has grown at less than 2%, people say, oh, this shows that China is soon going to overtake the United States. China will have a larger economy than the United States, simply because it's a larger country. But it won't have a more sophisticated economy, which you measure by per capita income, for 20, 30 years or more. So it's a big mistake to just take overall GDP and make that the measure of whether a country is more powerful than another. And I think in that sense, a lot of people in the U.S. and some people in China are just going on these rather simplified measures. And the danger of that is that it creates the kind of fear that can often be destabilizing in the relationship.